What's the moral of this story? It says simply that you could be walking along life with your own solution beside you or inside you or with you, and you'll be complaining. It was Sunday evening. A lot had happened in the city within the week, and these two friends, they were going back to their village after a long week in the city. Okay, let me tell you what happened in the city. There was this man, right, who called himself Jesus. He said he was the Son of God. He said he was the seed of Abraham. He said so many things, like the guy boasts. But he could also match his boasting with his works, right? Like this guy healed the sick. He raised the dead. Like leprosy, he healed leprous people. He made the blind see. He made the lame walk. He did so many amazing things. And like people believe this was their Messiah who was come to save them, right? They were under the rule of the Romans, the Jews, and they wanted salvation. They wanted to be their own people. They wanted to have their own person rule over them, not the Roman generals, right? And the Caesars. So it was a whole week of drama. What happened? That Jesus was arrested. And not just arrested, he was killed. And then by Sunday morning, some of his disciples came back and said he was alive. Some said they saw him, but not everybody saw him. So many people were still in shock. They were still in disbelief. Was he really true? Was he really, really alive? Did he really, really rise from the dead like he said he would? So these two guys, it was a full Sunday of stories and all that disbelief and shock. And they decided to go back to their village like 4-ish, 5 p.m.-ish in the evening, right? They decided to go back to their village. That journey. It was about 7 miles. The name of their village was Emmaus. And it was, like I said, 7 miles from the city, Jerusalem. So while they were going, the talk of the town was this whole Jesus drama, right? So as they were going, they were discussing the whole Jesus thing. They were confused. Like the man said he was going to rise from the dead anyway before they killed him, but they weren't sure because, so they were talking about it. They were pained because they were also disciples of this man. And right, like the man was like a father to them. He fed them, he took care of them, he protected them, and they loved him, right? So they were talking about him, talking about how all that he used to do for them, who would do it again, talking about how they had lost him, talking about how life was going to be miserable, talking about how, like, this guy was paying their taxes. They were not doing anything. Who was going to pay their taxes and give them food? Who was going to heal anyone who got sick? So as they were saying these things, they were talking about it and moving along. A man joined them, right? And the man asked, "What are you guys talking about?" And they were like, "Guy, are you the only one in Jerusalem who doesn't know what happened in the past few days?" Guy was like, "Please tell me. I'm not really sure I know." And they started talking to him about Jesus, how he was their master, how he said he was the savior, he was the king of the Jews, and yet he allowed the Romans to kill him. And they said a lot of things. They were so despondent. They were so sad. They were so hurt. So the man now took over the gist and said, but you guys should have heard when he said these things were going to happen. They were like, we thought he was just talking. He teaches a lot. So we thought it was one of those teachings, one of those illustrations, one of those parables. The man began to show them from history, from their laws, from the scriptures, what had been said about this man called Jesus. And they were listening. He told them how Jesus was supposed to come, how he was supposed to be born, how he was supposed to live, and then how he was supposed to die, and then rise from the dead and all. They talked till they got to Emmaus. The man was exposing so many things, and as he was saying those things, they were gaining better understanding of all that Jesus said. It was like there was a light bulb come on in their heads, and everything began to make sense. So when they got to their village, the man wanted to move ahead, but they said, "No, stay. Tomorrow morning you leave. It's already late." Like, these guys left like 5 p.m. to walk 7 miles. Walk. There were no cars, right? So the man now said, "Okay, I'll stay with you." So they brought dinner. And they brought dinner. The man took bread. He broke it. He gave it to them. And when he gave them and asked them to eat, their eyes were opened that there's only one person who had given them bread this way, who had prayed over bread this way, who had lifted up bread before them this way, and it was their Jesus. Immediately their thoughts came to the fact that this was Jesus. The man, it disappeared from sight. And those men said something. They said, was our hearts not burning inside us when he was talking? All the time he was telling us the same things Jesus told us before he was killed. We should have known that there's only one person who has that information, and it was Jesus himself. They decided to go back that night. See, it was late at night. But they decided to go back to Jerusalem and to tell the disciples, we saw him. He was with us. We even gave him food in our house. And he blessed it and broke it. And then he disappeared from our sight. They were excited. They were happy. They were happy. They were so excited. Every burden was gone. Every sadness was lifted. And they were joyful, knowing that of a truth, their Lord and Master was alive. What's the moral of this story? It says simply that you could be walking along life with your own solution beside you or inside you or with you, and you'll be complaining. These men were complaining. They had a lot to say about the loss they had endured of their master, but the solution was working right with them, but they did not recognize it. You have to recognize the solutions in your life. The solution could be in a book. The solution could be in a curse. The solution could be in getting born again. The solution could be in a church or in a man of God. You could find the solution around you. God has put solutions to all our challenges and issues around us, but it's just for us to open our eyes and see the solution that is working with us. I hope you learned one or two things from this. My name is Amara Fit, and I'm the convener of Sacred Unions and Desires, a channel on YouTube where we talk about marriage and everything that has to do with life and marriage. Do subscribe to that channel and you'll be happy you did. So have a wonderful weekend.